Now's the best time to experience Mazda with tremendous savings at Team Mazda. For a limited time, get 0% financing on a new Mazda CX-5 or Mazda CX-90 and make no payments for 90 days. Save thousands right now at Team Mazda on Airline.
That's better than throwing a bicycle.
I guess so.
It's
It was a good throw.
throw a bicycle.
A good hand.
Hey, everybody, welcome to WAFB Plus.
Hi.
9 News Now. Talking about the weekend activities, and man, there was a lot going on. But I think if we're going to be talking about what happened over the weekend, as we look towards the week, kind of got to start over here, right, with these guys.
Well, first of all, y'all were emceeing the...
That's the thing. emceeing, you guys were at the Christmas parade, up on top, that little walking bridge, kind of commentating, like almost like a Macy's Day Parade.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and it was. Till 20 minutes after this thing ends.
So let's focus on the good first, the parade. Jared's first time filling in. Jay Grimes has been the host with me for a number of years. Jared filling in here, and great, you did such a great job. The 73rd annual Cortana Kiwanis Christmas Parade. It was so much fun.
It really was, and I was just trying to keep up with you, and it was really nice, and everything went well. We had that one funny incident where one of the cars kind of was smoking, and we weren't sure.
One of the classic cars,
and we weren't sure if it was a part of it. It's like, this is a part of it, and then we saw everybody jump out of the car
like
coughing.
A choreographed,
And then you see the guys behind it pushing the car off of the route. I was like, I don't think that was planned.
That's a week from this Wednesday, right? 9 o'clock, Christmas Day morning.
Yes, it sure will. 9 o'clock.
Great.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And then,
see you
then
guys.
it was a couple minutes later, and we got off the bridge. But still, all the parade floats were coming back. They were backtracking. So still a lot of people were there, and all the high school kids from the bands, they were all right next to us.
Yeah, tons of bands, not only from the greater Baton Rouge area, but you also had Washington Marion from Lake Charles, Calcasieu Parish, they all came. So that's right around the time, 7:15, 7:20, we were making our way down from that pedestrian bridge. They were still serving up jambalaya in the VIP area right in front of the Raising Cane's River Center. And then you and I were just talking, and then when we hear what would sound like firecrackers go off, right? Just right across the street.
And we were totally calm. It really did sound that way. And then we started seeing people run. We still weren't running yet.
No.
We were like kind of the last ones to start running. And then looking on River Road, looking across the street towards the river, out of the dark, all of a sudden you saw the muzzle flash, and it was like doom, 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 doom. And I was like, no, these are gunshots. We got to get out of here.
It seems so close, and you're still trying to figure out what's going on here. I saw you run, and then I followed you, and then all those children from the marching band, everyone's running inside the Raising Cane's River Center, which had a Zydeco game going on at the same time. The Baton Rouge Ballet, they were on the River Center Theater as well, so there were a lot of people downtown, let alone a lot of people on River Road. And Jared, we can't thank authorities enough because they were still in the parade, and there was just so much response. I will not forget a SWAT team member driving in, parked the vehicle right in front of the Louisiana Arts and Science Museum, went to the trunk, pulled out his rifle, started running. You had another bystander saying, go to the river, go to the river. How quickly our law enforcement officers just reacted. And then EMS, they were coming to help out the woman who was reportedly shot in the back. So much was going on at one time. This was all in a span of, what, 5 to 10 minutes?
Yeah, it happened fast. It was definitely scary, and thank God that the woman that was shot, she's going to be okay, and the boy that got hit by the ATV, because everybody was running. So, I mean, then we had the horses running by. I mean, it was kind of chaotic for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, thankfully though, law enforcement had it under control. Now it's up to the community. Anybody who saw, there were so many people.
Somebody
There's
knows.
bound to be someone
knows.
who saw something. If you were along the levee, if you were along the river, think 7:20 p.m., 7:15 Saturday night. Someone was sure to see something. Got to be. Got to be.
As a reporter, is that the first time you've been on ground zero, if you will, of a shooting?
That close to it, yes.
Are you going to report differently on shootings now, or I mean, it's such a common place. I feel like sometimes we just shoot another shooting and we just scan through it, but that's got to affect you.
That's a good question. I think initially I was in reporter mode,
admittedly,
and Jared ran. Once I saw you run, I was like, okay, we gotta go, we gotta run, we gotta go. And then talking with everyone there at the scene, it was okay. Try to collect as much information as you can. But you think about how often we talk about Crime Stoppers and reporting tips, and in that moment, my thought wasn't, okay, let me report this tip. Because police were there, we just just assume they're responding to the situation, and you're just trying to get to safety. But anyone who was there that night, if you can even think think back and maybe call police. I didn't even think to call 911 because we were there with all the law enforcement that night.
They were already there.
Right. But you think about, okay, maybe reporting that information to police, maybe what we saw, what we heard, any little information, any little tidbit that really can help unlock that investigation. I do think that can help. But in the moment, how often are people thinking about that rather than just running for their own safety?
Staying safe.
And really, just a bold move by the perpetrator. I mean, you know there are cops, you know it's a parade,
Everywhere.
and they were shooting towards the parade.
Right.
They weren't trying to open fire on the parade. I think they were aiming for one person, but they were shooting in our directions. Like, there are families. It could have been so much worse.
Truly.
Is really what I keep thinking.
Golly.
Matt, you spend a lot of time on Crime Stoppers. What's it going to take?
I asked a detective, this is early on, when I was a Crime Stoppers reporter for a dozen years, and there's a number of shootings I never understood. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't understand. I'm like, I'm trying to understand. And I had one detective tell me, he's like, don't try to understand the mind of whoever's behind the trigger.
Right.
Work to solve this for the family. But if you try to understand this, you're going to drive yourself nuts. You can't, it's not possible to understand a lot of this. I don't know what the fix is. And maybe folks don't want to hear me, throw out all these ideas. They want to talk to lawmakers who actually can figure out how to make
We can't
these
go to a
work.
parade. We can't go to a Martin Luther King celebration. I remember
So-
several years ago. I just, the rally on peace. There was a shooting at something like that.
That's it.
It's pervasive.
As Matt always says, keep your head on a swivel. And again,
Always.
please, if you think you've seen anything or something that can help, it is
Please
an
do.
anonymous tip to Crime Stoppers.
Okay, so from all that, let's get you to that it's brand new week.
Yes.
Let's talk about that
Starting over.
forecast. We got a little fog out there, rain to come.
Yeah, and it's definitely a gray day. But you know what? The fog has been mainly high fog, so it hasn't been too bad. It's been mainly above the windshield. Matter of fact, above ground level, and you're seeing it there. And this is kind of what it's going to be today. Hot, very warm, muggy temperatures, well above normal. We're starting off in the upper 60s, and we're going to make our way very close to 80 degrees. By the way, yesterday we did make it into the lower 80s, and we're reporting a little bit of fog. Gonzales down to New Iberia and over to Patterson as well. If you are seeing some fog, should go ahead and go away, burn off within the next hour or so. Then maybe a couple showers possible, but not likely in the afternoon. And we're going to be warm and humid right up until the cold front comes through. That's going to be midweek. That's going to be Wednesday. So we'll first get the after effects. We'll first feel like winter again later on in the week. Meanwhile, we see an area of showers and thunderstorms, but it's too far to the north. We're going to get more of the disorganized showers for today, and they're going to be mainly hit or miss and mainly later in the day. As for the timing of the cold front, that looks like it's going to move through our area Wednesday afternoon, and then as we get to Thursday, that's when high pressure starts to build in, and that's going to give us a shot of cool, dry air. That's going to last us right on through the following weekend and maybe beyond. Let's try to time out some of the rain. So the morning commute dry, but then the afternoon, evening, this is 3 p.m. and we're starting to get a couple of isolated showers. It's only about a 20% chance, but right here, 5 p.m. So if you're making your afternoon, evening commute around 5 p.m., yes, there could be a little bit of wet spots out there. 6 p.m. it starts waning, and then it's completely out of here. Once we get after dark, we should see the radar completely go away. 79 degrees for the high today, 20% chance in the afternoon. Going to be a mainly cloudy day, hopefully a couple of peaks of sun, but certainly wouldn't count on that. And we're going to try to cool down a little bit more tonight, 60 degrees. I'm probably being a little bit too optimistic on that. Then let's go forward. There's our cold front on Wednesday. Now, even though this is a pretty potent cold front, good news is chance of rain's nothing tremendous. We're not expecting anything severe. Hopefully that's going to stay the case. And then there's your cool down going right on through the weekend. Saturday, the official beginning of winter, December 21st, the winter solstice, as you know. And then the very end of the forecast maps us out to the 25th, Christmas, with about a 70-degree high. So it looks like a big part of the country might be a little bit warmer than normal going out to Christmas. But of course, that's still about a week and a half away, and a lot can change between now and then. Johnny?
A week and a half away, Christmas. That's so
Wow.
crazy.
I know.
7-Eleven looking good on the interstate. Had several problems, not the least of which between College and Acadian. Here's I-10, east and westbound. It's not a stuck shot. Very light traffic on the west side of the river. That's near LA 415. Making your way toward the Baton Rouge area. Still very foggy this morning. Denham to Baton Rouge is still slow. LA1 of the Intracoastal Overpass. Starting to see a little traffic, as we always do, as we make our way through the 7 to 9 o'clock block. That's looking south toward Plaquemine. By the way, the Plaquemine ferry boat has not indicated that they are back in service this morning. I didn't see significant fog on the river down there, so I'm not quite sure if it was a mechanical issue, staffing problem, or if it was fog, but we'll keep an eye on that for you. Right now, our drive times are not not bad at all. Even coming out of Denham, we're usually seeing 45 minutes, 23 minutes. We'll take that. 7:12. We do it every single morning. A little after 7. It's our WAFB 9 News Now on the Plus. Matt and Liz will be back with a few headlines you might have missed during the big show, and it's all coming up after this. Stay with us. Real quick, couple things happening today. We got Mayor President-elect Sid Edwards saying goodbye of sorts.
A send-off happening today at Esterma High School, where, of course, he's the current football coach. The principal of the school says they'd like to send him off here, farewell into this brand new chapter in life. A celebration happening at 8:30 at Esterma High School's gym today.
Hey, you know what? About that time, well, a little bit later, at 9:30 is the first of 3 different kind of meet and greets. It's a constituent assistance event today. 3 of them. This is courtesy of Senator Bill Cassidy's office.
So if you're having trouble, let's say with the Social Security Administration or FEMA or maybe Veterans Affairs Office, any federal agency, today is the day to go get your questions answered. You see the 3 different locations on your screen. We also have this waiting for you on the 9 News app as well.
There you go. And the forecast. Everybody wants to know about it because at the end of the 10-day now exists Christmas.
Yes.
Right there.
Hard to believe. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a little warmer than normal, not only for us, but a big part of the country. So I think there'll be fewer and fewer white Christmases this time around. Yeah.
Have you already called Santa, let him know what to wear, how to dress?
Shorts, I'm telling you, man.
Well, we saw him at the parade.
We sure did.
Yeah, it looked like he was decked out the way he should. Had Mrs. Claus with him.
That's sure. All right, careful. Maybe bring a cooler for those cookies. They'll melt.
Celebrate the season and the savings during Toyotathon at Team Toyota. Right now, get 2.99% financing on new 24 and 25 Tundras, or get a new 25 Camry for just $329 a month. The time to save is right now during Toyotathon at Team Toyota.